All right, here we are again in beautiful lake country, and we're following up on the 1954 Fargo, converting it to electric, and Doogie's finished up the welding on the battery box. Hey, Brian.
Hey!
So here's the battery box, eh?
Yep, just got on primer right now, just an edge primer. It's seam sealed as well.
It's looking
And
good.
yeah, I'm just waiting on some yellow drying on the other side there.
So what's the yellow about?
Well, I got, I don't know if you'll see them through here, but I've got some high voltage warning stickers that will be on there first. They'll act as templates. And then when I shoot the whole box in black, I'll peel these off and these will be yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So warning.
Because
Stay away.
I'm too cheap to go out and buy warning stickers. I'll make one.
Then how is that all going to bolt in here?
Yeah, so we've got this framed already set up there.
Man, that looks good.
You've seen this a couple of times,
Yeah.
Because I think you filmed the bracket at the back. So what we did is we actually took the rivets from the frame rail here and replaced them with bolts so that we could bolt a cross member across the front, and then we used HSS steel, 1-inch tube steel across the top, and it's rigid. And yeah, we're going to, like, it's not actually bolted in right now because I'm in the process of putting it back in. But I've got my rubber isolators either side to hold to keep the motor stable for torque. And it's probably overkill because we've got a front mount and we have a mount under the transmission as well. So
I'd rather have overkill.
that's true, yeah. So anyway, this is going to support the battery box as well. So you can see I've got some bolt holes there on the side, bolt holes through here. So it'll basically stabilise the battery box. Battery box itself has two flanges at the bottom here, which slide right over those two frame rails and then bolt in from the side here. You can see the matching holes here, and the two at the bottom. So that'll keep that secure. I've already put it in place, tested it with the batteries there, and we're pretty close.
Everything fits?
Yeah, everything fits. We're pretty close to the same weight as well as the original motor at the front.
Right. That's very important for the suspension.
For sure, yeah. And yeah, I think we calculated we're about 40 pounds lighter than the motor. So by the time we put the other components on here, that'll take up the extra weight. So I've got the cooling plate or the heatsink mounted to the controller already, and you can see we put these flanges at the sides on both sides. They still have to be tapped out, bolted, but that's how the controller and the contactor box,
that's
the
going to
charge
be
unit, and the
nice.
DC controller will all be mounted to the sides of the battery box.
Okay.
That'll make it a lot easier for wiring because then all the wires are basically just going to be around about the battery box here. We're also going to have to run a wire, of course, to the back box. Haven't fabricated the back box up yet, so one step at a time. It's 44 degrees here yesterday, and I'm going real slow. It's way too hot.
So tell us about Doogie. So Doogie finished welding this up for you, right?
Yeah,
So he's helping out a lot, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he owns a hot rod shop.
What's the name of his company?
Little City Restorations.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're in Lake Country here. They do hot rods and classic car restoration services. He's really interested in seeing how this build goes, so he's been helping me out. As a buddy of mine help me out, sort of set up some of the components there with the fabrication stuff, because that's not my forte, that's for sure.
Right.
So it's kind of nice there that he's got a bigger welder than I do it. So what I did is I tacked up the box, made the measurements, stuck the steel together so we had the general shape, and then I would take the tacked up box down to his shop there and get him to weld it in with his better weld.
So now what are you doing here? You're going to put another coat of paint on this thing?
Yeah, so I've put seam sealer on it. The batteries are going to be completely enclosed in there, so it's completely watertight, and not that there's going to be any water up the front of this thing, but better safe than sorry, right? So yeah, it's all seam sealed, automotive seam sealer, and it's got a coat of primer, etch primer on there. And I'm just going to shoot it with some hot rod black, and then the top of the box after the batteries are in is going to be covered with ABS plastic, just because we don't want anything if a wire comes undone or whatnot there. Immediately above the batteries there's a non-conductive cover on there, so You've got some ABS plastic for that, and
Okay.
yeah, I've still got to tap holes, mounting holes for that. I've got to tap holes in these flanges as well. So we're still a ways away from getting this thing bolted in, but another week or so I'd say.
So let's put some paint on it.
Yeah, let's throw some paint on it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so painted it yellow, printed out one of these vinyl graphics so that when I paint over this with the black, I can peel that decal off after it's dried and we'll have the yellow inverse of this